Hello, everyone. This is Mike Lehmicke, the Senior Vice President of Science and Industry Affairs at the Alliance for Regenerative Medicine, coming to you from our annual meeting on the Mesa in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. I'm very pleased to be here today with Matt Kapusta, who is the CEO of uniQure, a gene therapy company, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you and your team have been working on.
Excellent. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely, Matt. So first, maybe just tell us a little bit about the company uniQure and about your gene therapy technology.
Yeah, so I'm really proud to talk about uniQure. uniQure is one of the first pioneers within gene therapy. The company was founded in 1998, so it's over a quarter of a century years old. And we're really proud of the fact that uniQure was able to get 2 approved gene therapies. One included a product called Glybera, which is the first AAV gene therapy approved in the Western world. That was a product for a very ultra-orphan indication called lipoprotein lipase deficiency, which is a metabolic disorder. That product was approved in Europe under exceptional circumstances in 2012. That was kind of the first chapter of uniQure. And then the second chapter of uniQure, which covered or spanned about 10 to 15 years, was getting our second approved AAV gene therapy, a product called Hemophilia, which is the first gene therapy for the treatment of Hemophilia B. So that was approved a couple of years ago and is currently on the market in the United States and Europe and other countries. And then now we're really focused on expanding our pipeline beyond hemophilia and some of those earlier indications. We have a lead program in Huntington's disease, which we're very excited about. It really has the potential to be best and first in class. And that study was started about 5 years ago. So we're really developing a really robust data package. We have 3 other clinical studies, one in ALS, the other one in epilepsy, and then the last one in Fabry disease. We have a number of research activities that are focused on liver-directed disorders and CNS diseases. And our company has approximately 175 people. Most of that is in the Netherlands, where the company was founded. And I am based with a number of other people in clinical operations and regulatory affairs in Lexington, Massachusetts.
Great. Well, 175 people must be working very hard. Very deep pipeline and some great firsts for the field. So really, congratulations for being a leader in the field. Tell me a little bit more about Hemophilia and your partnership with CSL Behring, and what do you think that therapy means for hemophilia patients?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, this is such a personal crowning achievement, Hemophilia. Firstly for the patients, but also for me personally, for all of our employees, the clinicians that were involved, our investigators and the scientists. For any drug that is approved, let alone a very complicated gene therapy, it's a labor of love that takes, in our case, 10 to 15 years, and a lot of eating glass and running through walls. And we're just extremely proud of actually getting this product over the finish line. The product, as you mentioned, is partnered with CSL Behring. They are our commercial partner globally, and the product is now being offered to 10 to 15,000 patients with hemophilia B across Europe and the United States, and expanding beyond that. I think the thing that I appreciate the most about this opportunity is that hemophilia was probably one of the first indications that was explored by gene therapy, and so it was a little bit of waiting for Godot. There was a lot of transformational potential that was talked about for probably 15 years. And so finally, we're in a position where we can offer this therapy to patients, which effectively allows them, it really continues a number of trends that have been happening for a long time. So hemophilia patients are really trying to get, they have peaks and troughs because there's a very short half-life of replacement therapy.
Right. So these are the existing therapies.
So the existing therapies are infused. The severe hemophiliacs will take them sometimes 2-3 times a week. Even after a few days, the level of factor IX, which is their clotting factor, will decline, and in some cases declines below a level where breakthrough bleeds can happen. So what hemophilia patients want is they want trough levels that are as high as possible to eliminate breakthrough bleeds, and they want to take infusions as less frequently as possible. So a gene therapy provides constant factor IX expression over time, and it's theoretically one and done. And we did our clinical development across 3 different clinical studies in about 70 patients. I think CSL Behring just presented, I want to say close to 5 years of follow-up on some of the earliest patients that were treated, and they have remarkable durability. There's a greater than 90% reduction in the amount of infusions that they're doing. And I think nearly all of them continue to be off of prophylactic replacement therapy. So it's just a phenomenal, transformative therapy that we finally have delivered to these patients after all of these years, and we're just really excited to be part of that story.
So I imagine you've probably talked to some patients or heard about their experience. I mean, what does that mean for their quality of life, that kind of outstanding result?
Oh yeah, I've met a lot of patients with hemophilia in my years. I've gone to dinner with these patients. We've had them speak to employees. They really tell us that they feel like they have their life back again. They tell us that they previously had problems being active. They had problems holding down jobs, and they talked about how they feel like they have been freed from their disease burden now that they had the opportunity to take a gene therapy. So it's obviously a disorder where there's existing treatments available.
Right.
But it's not just a convenience play. I mean, it's got to make that very clear. It's not just, oh, well, I've taken this because now I don't have to do any more infusions again. They really feel freed from the burden of their disease, and that's giving them back their life, which is great.
Yeah, and it's hard to put a value on that, but it is really extremely valuable, and those existing therapies are also very expensive over time too. So
no, they are very expensive. I mean, we've done some healthcare economic analysis on Hemgenix where the average cost of a patient that has severe hemophilia B over the course of their life could be upwards of $20 million. So not only are they expensive, you can have annual replacement therapy that can be $600,000 a year. But again, it's not just the healthcare economic argument. I think that's great for payers. The fact is that there's more and more evidence that shows that this therapy is not only more convenient and durable, but it actually is superior in terms of preventing bleed and providing hemostatic control.
Right.
So it really provides, I think, a lot of value to multiple stakeholders throughout the continuum.
All right. Well, I mean, if there are any non-believers out there for the value of gene therapy, I think you've probably just convinced them.
Hopefully so.
You've made the case, so thank you for that. Maybe just one last question, changing things up a little bit. And all your free time you must have when you're not leading your team. What do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
So right now, I mean, my life is really focused on work, as you probably know. But beyond that, I've got 3 kids. The oldest is a sophomore in college. My middle one is a senior in high school. My youngest one is a sophomore in high school. Everything outside of work is really revolving around those 3 kids. And then I've got 3 dogs and a cat. So we're very busy. My wife and I play a ton of pickleball. We're really into that. It's not just an old person sport, and we just try to stay as active as we can, be as healthy as we can, and try to have fun.
Yeah, health and family, two very important things.
Yep.
So that's great. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Real
Mike.
pleasure.